Hello, all you beautiful people out there in YouTube land. So, gotta see how I'm gonna do this. But this is hopefully kind of exciting. I wish my camera would stop focusing. Maybe it would if I would stop moving around. Um, but yeah. So podcast, video, videocast. This is it. Something I'm doing. We'll see if it goes well. Um, I was lucky enough to get the camera, and I figured that in an attempt to make sure that I make use of it entirely, that I would start to do the podcast not only on Spotify like I've been doing, but also on YouTube and do like the video cast. So if you haven't watched them thus far, this is episode 4, I believe. Maybe episode 3 or 4. I don't know. Um, Something that's kind of been difficult to keep track of, even though I'm not even that far in. Yeah, so this will be episode 4. So we basically do one per week. So I did one the first week of January, which was, well, I did one. Oh, have I been doing this wrong? I probably have. I think I have for real. No, I posted on. Okay, I did on the 6th. So I did one for the first week, the second week, the third week. Now this is conclusion of the fourth week. Um, and then next Sunday will be the first week of February. So we'll be running it like that. Um, so obviously you're here from YouTube. If you haven't seen those other ones and you want to go back and listen to them, you can't watch them sadly, but you can go back and listen to them. They are on Spotify. Diary of a Small Town Nomad. There's episode 1, 2, and 3. This is episode 4. So I just want to do that kind of base introduction before we get into it. Um, I'm about to start the recording for the podcast, and then I'll just do it like normal from there, and y'all will just get to see me. I won't really be probably looking at the camera as much because I'll be reading from my entries throughout the week. But yeah, without I almost said without a shadow of a doubt, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So, hello. I don't know if that okay. There we go. Sorry, I'm kind of doing it since I'm doing it a little bit differently. I'm working with some new stuff, so I'll add this one down here, and then I should just be able to record from there. Okay, now I think we've got it figured out. Sorry, but here we go. I'm gonna mute myself first. That way I can let the intro play, and I'll just come in after that. So. All right. Welcome back, everybody. We are now officially on the fourth episode, I believe, of here on Diary of a Small Town Nomad. I am so thankful for those of you who are riding it out with me and just roughing it here through my life. Appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Um, Been a solid week today, this week. So week 4 has been very kind to us. So we're always thankful for those because Lord knows that we have plenty of rough weeks, and I'm sure I'm no different than anyone else. All of us are going through some tough times right now, so it's nice when we have one of those kind of easy, nice weeks come along that allows us to get a little bit of rest in, and some good news. So, with that being said, I need to figure out what day is what on here. Yeah, there we go. So Sunday, I accidentally I copied my one from Sunday and Monday. I put the same one on there. So there's not one for Sunday. Sunday was just very much okay, I'm gonna clean and do everything I gotta do. That's typically what I do on Sundays. I typically clean. I did play a D&D roleplay game online. Joined a campaign there. Really like D&D, by the way. I'm not super into it. I don't want to say it's not super into it. I don't know enough to play regularly. Well, I would learn, but I don't know people here to play regularly yet. And so I found the one online, and it was a free session. And I was like, okay, cool. So I played it, really enjoyed it, had a lot of fun. The only problem is they're like, oh yeah, so which today's session would have been free too. I just completely forgot about it because I had so many things going on, and I knew I wouldn't be a long-term part of it because eventually they charge by the session. And I get it, if you're taking time out of it, but that's why I think it's good to find play with friends or something because they're not going to charge you. You know what I mean? Unless you're pitching in to get something, you're like, oh yeah, this will help the campaign, whatever. Then I can understand it, but I just ain't got the funds to be throwing money out every session. Which it might not seem like a lot, but $40 a month, I would rather save it and put it towards something I need or to pay other bills. Excuse me. But yeah, so moving right along on to Monday. So my entry for Monday, so nothing crazy this week, no surprise. I forgot to do my entries, and I'm catching up starting on Wednesday because of course I am. If you haven't watched this, I'm really bad. If you haven't listened to this yet, I'm really bad about forgetting to do my entries. So this has become a common occurrence where halfway through the week, I'm like, crap, what did I do? What did I do Monday? What did I do Tuesday? Okay, let's catch this up. So Monday was pretty chill. Found a new potential living situation that I'm pretty excited about because right now I do drive about an hour for work in the morning. So it would put me a lot closer to work, and it would put me closer to the people that I hang out with from work. So I'm excited about that, which I'll get into a little bit more of that here in a little bit. So Tuesday, I was out on a drive and got to make some progress on ideas that I had for drives when I left, like blood drives. If you don't know, I work as a recruiter for a blood drive. I'm the one that plans the blood drives and comes up with different ideas and stuff to try to make them fun. After that, I went home and I went out door dashing for a little bit. Then I went home and went to bed. I'm going to have to dash a lot because, of course, your boy is broke, trying to save up for security deposit and all. So Wednesday, I went out to meet my potential roommates for the new place. Overall, it went pretty well. But, of course, at the end, I got a little bit nervous because they were like, okay, we're going to sleep on it, let you know, which is not something to be nervous about because in my overthinking ADHD mind, I'm like, okay, they didn't like me. That's just them trying to, get me to leave. But dude, that's a responsible thing to do, especially if you have multiple roommates. You have to go talk it out with each other. And I didn't think about that at first. And I was like, okay, calm down, Elijah. And then I was fine. And then it was all good. I went to do karaoke after this, because I have to work on stage presence because I was told that I was too shy. And it was the reason that I haven't won the karaoke contest that they have every week yet. Because everyone else that's winning, they're, getting crowd interaction and they're stepping off stage. And me, I'm really bad about like getting so far into the song that I'm like, and I'm so nervous too. Like I'm extremely nervous. So I'll go up there and I'll sit on my little stool and I'll sing my little heart out. But that's about all you're gonna get. I don't make eye contact with anybody. Once I get off stage, I immediately look at the ground and walk right back to my little corner that I found out there, and drink my little beer, and then that's how it goes. So I'm trying to work on stage presence. So, anywho, Thursday was the day, and this is the news that I'm excited for. I got a new camera for my laptop. So if you watch any of my videos, which there aren't many thus far, but if you've watched any of them, you know that I've been using my integrated, or if you watch me stream, you know that I've been using my integrated camera that's in my laptop, and it's far from the best. However, I got extremely lucky. So, of course, like I said, I work at a blood bank. I give platelets, and for giving platelets, you get gift cards, like gift cards you can use. So I stockpiled a few of those, went out to Best Buy, found a webcam that's on sale. It's the Razer Kaio Pro, I believe is what it is. Essentially, it's a $200 webcam. I paid $26 out of pocket for it. So the sale and the gift cards really helped me out there. So I'm hoping my content's going to be a little bit higher quality. And then, of course, at this point, I'm also considering making the podcast in a video format as well. We'll see. And I'm happy to announce, and if you're watching this on YouTube, obviously you know, it is now in video format. So if you want to see me sit here and look ugly while I talk to myself, you can go to YouTube. You can find me on YouTube to watch all my stuff. Right now, it's just a lot of soap content. And then I'm going to start posting more stuff like games and stuff, and just general, like if I get on there and want to talk about whatever. I'm going to open it up a lot more to have a lot more content on there. But you can find me on YouTube. If you're watching this, you've already found me on YouTube. Thank you. But my YouTube is Wonderwild. So it's a little bit different because someone already took just spelling out the word wonder and spelling out the word wild. So it is the number 1 DER wild. So that's number 1 DERWILD. You can find me on YouTube at that. That's going to be my main place where I'm going is on YouTube. So yeah, it's going to be hard to find me anywhere else. Because on that note, and I think I might actually go ahead and bump it up today. The original plan was to go until the 31st and close it out at the end of the month. But I have decided, I know I mentioned last episode that I was thinking about taking a break from social media. I have deleted all but 4 of my social media apps. Well, 5 technically, because I re-downloaded Facebook because I had to use it for something. But that being said, I am going to completely delete my Facebook account. I'm going to completely delete my Snapchat account. And then I'll only have 3 as at that point. I'll have Discord. I'll have, what else did I have? Discord, Reddit. There's another one. Hold on, let me grab my phone. Discord, Reddit, and what's the last one? Oh, that'll be it. I'll just have Discord and Reddit. I forgot right now I have Messenger because I was letting everyone text me and, get my number. They haven't had it, so Discord and Reddit will be it. I'll create a new Facebook to use at work for events and stuff because that was really my one thing holding me back. And then I'll use that one if I need like something from Marketplace or something. But other than that, I'm going to completely try and disconnect. I think that we spend way too much time on our phones and, behind the screen, which is ironic that I'm doing this. But I enjoy content creation, and it's something that I want to put more of my time towards, and I want to replace some of the time that I spend just scrolling mindlessly on Facebook, fictitiously looking through other people's lives. I want to put that wasted time towards something more productive. Like I like to do these videos, and I like to do, I want to make content and stuff. So I'm going to put some of that time towards that. I'm going to put a lot more time towards just slowing down and enjoying the little things in life. So that should be fun, because I feel like we could all use a little bit more of just, hey, slow down. Life's worth living. Let's not all rush to our death mindlessly as we stare blankly into a cell phone screen. So, so then we have the 26th, which is Friday. And I was super ready to get off work that day because I was going out with friends from work. We went to an axe throwing place. Never been axe throwing before. Turns out I'm apparently pretty decent at it. So I did find, so for you that are watching on YouTube, you're gonna be able to see this. If you can't and you're watching on Spotify, you can obviously tell I'm getting a little bit quieter. It's because I'm backing away and I'm about to show you something. Another good reason to watch on the YouTube channel as well. So when you're axe throwing, they recommend you go like over the head like this. Um, and I don't throw like that apparently. And some people they're like, kind of got like the football to it. I'm not like that either. For whatever reason, I'm like almost like a side step and like a cross throw, almost like you're throwing a frisbee. But for whatever reason, it ended up working pretty solidly. So like, hold on, I'm gonna show you this real quick. My whole stance. Just ignore my little dollar store shorts here. So like, whenever I would throw, I would come in and just back up a little more. And like I said, most people like that or like that. I'm like, wow, and like almost like a cross chop. Whew. Gotta get back over here. Almost like a cross chop kind of deal. So I'm not really sure what's up with that. And then, so it was a really good night. After that, I decided to try to go DoorDash a little bit, but I got one order that was $2.75, no tip. Let me make a brief statement on this. I do accept most orders because I try not to judge why people don't tip, because I have ran into situations where like a single mom had ordered food for her kids. She had ordered just like a Happy Meal and that was it, and she didn't tip. And she lived in like low income housing. I get that. I am not going to judge, and that's why I accept every order, is because of that. But when you're like, which granted I may be assuming wrong, like they could have kids and I just didn't know it. But when you're ordering like two like big meals and like an extra sandwich and like big old shakes and stuff, I don't know, man. It feels like, and then you pull up to your house and like you have no signs that any kids live there. So like I said, I could be reading into it. Maybe they just lock them in the basement. It's a Harry Potter situation or something under the stairs. But I don't know, man. It's just like, and DoorDash, it's DoorDash's fault too, because like they should pay their people more. But also I feel like it's a situation similar to like wait staff. Like if you can't afford to tip when you go out, and I agree, if you like, I do think that some of it's based on service. Like if you get out and you have bad service and you don't want to leave a tip, that's your prerogative. Okay. And I can respect that. However, I think it's like if you're getting like, quality service, or at least like the bar, like they're meeting the bar and you're just not wanting to tip or something, like that's not okay. I feel like that's the situation where it's like, okay, if you can't afford to go out and eat, don't go out. You can't afford to go out and eat and tip, don't go out and eat. If you can't afford to deliver food all the time and tip, don't deliver food all the time. That's just my little mini spiel. So moving on from there, and I might get a little bit of hate for that. So if I do, leave it in the comments. And you can't comment on Spotify, so go to YouTube, #1 DER Wild Wonder Wild, right there, and leave me a nasty comment to read and damage my fragile ego. So I don't really have a fragile ego. I don't know. That sounds like something that somebody with a fragile ego would say. So Saturday, I was really excited for that day because some of my roommates' friends were coming over for a game night, and it was a lot of fun. I really like board games. Love it. Tried a new beer that is the same as one of my soaps. So if you do know me and you've seen the channel or whatever, I have a soap obsession with Dr. Squatch soap. They have a Stone IPA. I bought the Stone IPA beer. It was great. Fantastic. Really cool. Didn't taste the best, but whatever. It was cool that I had the soap and I had the beer. So that is a shower beer for sure. But it was good. I was excited to get to sleep after all that fun. So moving on to today. Yeah, I had to make sure. Moving on to the day. So over this week, with the potential of moving out has gotten more and more real. When I had checked into the roommate situation, I had heard back from them on Friday. I didn't put it then because I wanted to put it here, and I also forgot to update these until today. So, but they had hit me back and said, yeah, I was a good fit. We can move in. Or I can move in. But I also saw a trailer for an area over the bridge too. That would be closer to work, and that's my goal essentially, is to move out on my own so that whenever family from back home wants to come visit, they have a space. So today I went to go look at this trailer. It is teeny tiny, like super small, Like I could probably fit my room throughout the whole trailer. The bedroom would be nothing but a bedroom, and like if I were to move in there, like my desk and stuff would go in the other room, the second bedroom, and I wouldn't have much room for it aside from it and a backdrop. That would be it. It would be great for that. Like it'd be a perfect office space because it's small enough for it. But other than that, and forget having room for other people. So it's essentially a studio trailer, if anything. So that was a no for me. So I decided that I'm going to go with the other roommates because it is closer. It's going to save me a little bit of money on rent. Um, and of course, I'll have multiple roommates. But I'm hoping, eventually I can move out into a place of my own, have that extra space. But we'll see. We'll see how all this life works out. And another thing, of course, I'm looking at saving up more money. And I had one of my friends from work who is in the National Guard mentioned to me the other day. Of course, they have their sign-on bonus and everything, and I was like, "Huh, that'd be nice." Um, and then over the thought of the last few days, last week, well, I'll say last few days. It's been since I think Wednesday or Thursday when we were talking about it. I really started thinking about it Friday, Saturday ish, and then today, of course. Today I called him to talk to him more about it. It is something that I'm considering. We'll kind of see how life plays out. But it's a 6-year contract that you sign to get the sign on bonus. I think that if I could go for an MOS that I would like I think I believe it was 12 Mike was the one. It's a firefighter, but apparently it's kind of scarce. But I do have a little bit of prior experience volunteering as a firefighter, and I really liked it. So I think that's something that I would enjoy. Plus, whenever I get done with basics and AIT, I think is what it's called, yeah, advanced individual training, um, that like once I get done with that, I could be able to come back home, and then it would be one weekend a month, and then 2 weeks out of the year. So I don't think it would be too crazy. I think I'd definitely be able to make it work. It would definitely help me out with finances, and I would still get that sense of feeling like that I'm helping that I really enjoyed from my time in the fire service. Um, but I'm taking definitely some time to think about it and weigh out all my options here, and trying not to rush into it because in the past I've been very bad about rushing into things. Um, and this is not something that you can just jump into because it's a 6-year commitment, and so I'm trying to make sure I weigh all my options first. The only thing that really gets me, like if it was just a like yeah, you'll go if it was the after basics and after AIT part, 100% sign me up. Um, but that's a lot of time away. But I think it's better now because I've moved, uh, and I don't have such a. I'm not saying that I don't love my family and I'm not connected to my family. I don't have such strong attachment issues to leaving my family as I did before, and I don't have like a not I have a family, but like I don't have like wife and kids yet. So I think it's one of those things where it's like, okay, make the decision soon. Go ahead and leave before you establish these things, and it won't be as hard as if I was trying to go to basics and AIT with a wife and kids, or something like that. Of course, there's the fear about leaving my job behind, but apparently I've been told that there are certain laws and such in place that prevent you from losing your job if you're going for that. But I know that it would also be rough on them with my absence. Uh, what would make me feel great is if somehow they had like a somebody work that position seasonal while I was gone, but it was guaranteed that I would get my job back when I came back, because that I would love that. Uh, but there's no real guarantee of that, so we'll see. We'll see how this works out. Of course, this is just me, kind of thinking about things and planning. So I still have to make a phone call to family and talk to them about it. They're not gonna like it, so they're gonna because I briefly mentioned it, like, oh yeah, my friend said this, and they were like, oh no, don't do that. But we'll see. Needless to say, there has been a lot going on this week. There's a lot of moving parts, and after I record this episode and get these suckers posted, my tail is going to enjoy playing some Banjo Kazooie or Banjo Tooie. Don't know if I'm going to stream it or not. Probably won't, because I find that sometimes streaming is like, I don't want to say it takes the fun out of it, but it's like I feel like I'm constantly trying to engage when there's not many people there. I feel like if there's people there, it might be different. I also might play some RuneScape because they made an update to that. If I play RuneScape, I think I will stream it because it'll be a little bit easier to stream that game. because I can do it from my laptop. It's just when it comes to like streaming with things that make it difficult, like the N64 or the Switch. I don't know. It's just a lot there. It's a lot of headache there. But like on RuneScape, I can just XP farm and stuff while I'm already here and I'm having to click and I'm like, oh hey, what's up, guy? Like you're here. Um, but when I'm not doing something on the computer, I'm having to play the game. Oh, like, wait, I missed something on the computer. Okay, hold on, and then so on and so forth. But that's the week thus far. So I think what I'm going to decide on this one is not necessarily for like. So if you haven't watched before, typically I do a like conversation topic, sort of, kinda. Um, it's essentially like it's the overall theme of the episode. And for this one, it's not necessarily as much of a theme as it is per se. I'm letting you in a little bit more to my life and a challenge. Um, so, one thing which I don't know if I want to, well, I don't know if I want to be on the recording or on the. I just pull up. I'll pull up Google so I don't have to look at anything. Um, One thing that I've had some issues with in the past is I don't want to say like abuse, but like I've had a pretty good liking for alcohol, and I still like alcohol, and I'm not gonna stop liking alcohol. The problem I think comes from, and I mentioned this in the first episode when I went over my resolutions, and I was like, stop drinking so much. Um, I want to stop using alcohol. And that's really where the problem comes in. Like I drink and it's fine. Like I'm not going to stop drinking alcohol. I enjoy drinking alcohol. I enjoy mixing different drinks and stuff. I mean, that was the whole Thinking and Drinking podcast. However, I really want to stop using alcohol. And it's not just like, this is probably less about the alcohol in and of itself and more about the self-confidence issues, because that's when I use it. I use it for like going up on stage and singing karaoke, because when I don't, like I will literally just sit here and shake, shake, shake. Um, and I'm going to try to find a healthy alternative to that. But alcohol is obviously not as healthy for you, not really healthy for you. Um, and it's definitely not healthy for my wallet to go out and whenever time I want to go out and sing to drink, 20 or $30 each night. Um, so that's why I really want to try to steer away from that. That is my new challenge that I'm setting. Um, it's going to be difficult. I know a lot of people have talked about me wanting to drink less in the past. I'm like, yeah, but it's like, I've never been so bad to the point of where it's like, oh, I can't function, or oh, I'm making poor decisions because of it. But now it's just like, hey, it's becoming a financial issue. So let's stop that and figure out before we get to a place. Let's figure out an alternative route around the hole before we walk straight into it and have to climb back out. It's kind of what we're going with there. Um, so that's where I'm at. I think one thing I'm gonna do is I've bought. Obviously, I mentioned I bought the beers. I think what I'll do. Let me grab those. See how many I've got left. I believe I just have 3 left. Yeah, so I have 3 left. 2 more there. So, kind of what I've said. Which, by the way, for you YouTube people, this is the one I'm talking about. Dr. Squatch has a bar of soap made after this beer, so I thought that was pretty neat. I think probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to drink these 3, and then I'm going to try, because most of the time, anytime I quit anything like vaping or whatever, I think vaping and smoking is really the only 2 things I've ever quit. It's all been cut and dry, cold turkey. That's really the way that I stop things. So I'm going to try it with this. I'm going to try to, for one, like because I mean, my biggest thing is going to be going and singing. That's because it's like, well, I'm here. It's going to make me feel better. It's going to make me not nervous. I should just have a beer. And then it's like, oh man, it's not my turn to sing. I should have another. Okay, well, it's still not me. I should have another. And then it's like, okay, I went and sung, but I put my name down for another. I should have another, kind of mentality. Um, so like I said, I think I'm going to drink these 3, and then I'm going to try to quit cold turkey, which I will let y'all know how that goes. Um, And so the biggest thing is working on self confidence. It's not necessarily the alcohol part of it. I'm tired of using alcohol. The only reason that I'm trying to quit cold turkey for now, and it's not like a long term thing, it's probably going to be like I need to make it a week or two or three or maybe a month. Just showing that I can go do these things that I enjoy and I can have fun without alcohol being involved. Because once I prove that to myself, it won't be as hard. Because like I said, it's not developed into like an addiction. It's just it's a tool, and I use it as a tool. It's like, oh man, I need to have fun. Let me drink a few, you know. So that's what I'm trying to get away from. I don't want to stop drinking because I do enjoy drinking. Um, and I think it would still be like I enjoy trying different flavors and stuff, different breweries, going to different breweries and such. I just I want to stop using it to have fun, and it being the only way I can have fun. So please, by all means, if you know any any tips, tricks, places to look up, things to do to help with my self confidence, help me with stage presence and such, I would very much appreciate that because that's where really what's causing this like need to use it is that I get so nervous, you know, if I don't have it, which I don't even know. I haven't been looking at the camera, but this is the one I was talking about. I don't even know if y'all could see it because I probably just brought it up. I don't know how far I brought it up. Um, but yeah, that's what we're working with, guys. Um, so by all means, if you have any tips, tricks, whatever, I really need to boost my self confidence. I really need to work on stage presence, and I mean, I'm trying to work on disconnecting myself from many things that are kind of many. I mean, vices, more or less. Social media, cell phone, stuff like that. That they have such a hold on me that I can kind of free myself up to have more time and have more of a say and have more control over my life and where all this time that I'm spending here, that little dash between the day I was born and the day that I die, it actually means something, and I had a say over what it meant. Because I do really feel like with all the vices that we put on ourselves, whether it's social media, cell phone, technology, beer, drugs, whatever, um, I should just say alcohol. I don't know why I said beer, but alcohol, drugs, whatever kind of vices that we're putting on ourselves, they're taking that time away. Not only are they taking that time away, but they're taking the meaning of that time away. And I think that that's some, obviously once you lose it, you can't get it back. And that's something that I don't want to have happen. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's what I'm working with. So yeah, hit me up here, especially on YouTube, because like I said, I won't have Facebook anymore. I won't have Snapchat anymore. If you're close enough to me, reach out before I delete those on the 31st. I may just say, screw it, do it sooner. So we'll see. But the 31st is the date that I've set that I'm going to delete it by that date. So if you're close enough to me, reach out on one of those and let me know that you need my number. And then, but if you want to reach out, say something. I know that Spotify has a thing that you can be like, oh, what did you think about this episode? You can tell me there. Because I will read into those. Especially if you have any, like you're posting like, hey, here's a helpful trick, hint, whatever. And then YouTube. YouTube at number... YouTube is at Wonderwild, but that is spelled out as the number 1, DERWILD. 1 Dare Wild. It was supposed to be just Wonderwild, like I use on all my stuff, but somebody had already taken that name, so whoops. Anywho, so yeah, it's pretty much the episode, guys. Thank y'all so much for coming in, and I look forward to having another successful week with y'all here, recapping everything next week. This is Kazooie Says Hello. I did move my background around for those of you that are watching the stuff and you've watched something before. I moved it around so you can kind of see everything. You can see my Pokemon plushes up there now. That is a homemade shelf, by the way. That is redneck rigging at its finest. That is two clothes hangers right in here. With a extra piece of flooring left over to make that shelf. So if you are listening on Spotify, I highly recommend you go and skip to 34 minutes of the video just to see that beautiful shelf in the background. And then I moved Kazooie over here so y'all can see him. And he is starting to be a little bit noisy today. So, but yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming by. I hope to see y'all next week. And hit me up. Let me know y'all's beautiful y'all stories y'all got going on in y'all's life. Let me know your ideas, inspirations, and all the things. Because I like, this is my biggest thing is I like making content and I like talking to you, but I like it even more when you talk to me. So by all means, please let me know. Reach out to me, and I hope to hear from y'all soon. Kazooie says peace. Bye, guys. I guess I should probably stop the recording. So, bye, guys. And then I will stop the YouTube video. So, third time's the try. Time pa tapa. Tapa tapa. English. What is it? I don't know. I'm going to go learn it. Bye, guys.